Hello everyone, welcome to Moon Mage Tarot and Meditations. This is my first video. My channel will be focusing on tarot that connects to our soul, to our personal evolution, to the life that we want to create. Essentially, it's connecting to our purpose, our passion, to all the things that we are not, so that we can hopefully evolve and become everything that we are supposed to be. So definitely these are tarot card readings that are going to be more connected to you as the individual and how you can shift, change, manifest, grow, heal, and release things that no longer serve you. So if that's something that you're interested, please feel free to continue watching. I will be doing weekly tarot videos to give you a heads up on the energies that will be showing up from week to week, although whenever you land on the video is when you are meant to see that video. So this week we'll be focusing on messages going into the week of September 30th through, I think it's the 6th or the 7th. So give yourself a second to feel into which message is speaking to you, and I will get started with message number 1. Hello, message 1. Let's have a look and see what's showing up for you guys this week. There we go. All right. Oh, we've got declutter. Declutter your life. Let go of correspondence, objects, and people you no longer want. Someone may hurt your feelings and reveal a new side of themselves that you may wish to avoid. Okay, so a couple of things going on. A little bit of a heads up from the universe. Now is a good time to clear your space around you because, it's that expression. Cleanliness is next to godliness or something like that. Either way, when we have a clear space around us, it tends to help clear our own head. But also there's a message in there that some of you may be dealing with somebody who is not going to ultimately be the best person for you to surround yourself with, or people for some of you. Perhaps somebody that you wouldn't have expected to make you feel bad or hurt your feelings in any kind of way does something like that this week, and it causes you to take pause and think about, is this somebody that I want in my life? Somebody who's, I'm getting the feeling of unsupportive. It might cause you to look back and see that they've done this more than once before. Either way, it's just a heads up from the universe that is a potential for some of my message 1 choosers. It's general, right? So that's not going to resonate with everybody. Okay, we've got solitude. That makes some sense with that decluttering, because I don't think it's just decluttering your space around you, but also your mind for some of you, so that you can have a think on some of this energy. We've got movement, choices, and decisions coming out in the challenge position. Stand your ground. Ooh, and power. Nice. I just realized those out of order. We've got a 7, an 8, and a 9 here. That's interesting. And on the bottom of this card, we've got firm foundation. So there's a need for groundedness in this reading here for my message 1s. All right, so let's have a closer look at this. I'm going to move this candle out of the way a little bit here. We've got solitude coming out as the overarching energy, the thing that's needed most for my group 1 choosers this week. For your best and highest good, this will be a benefit for you to help declutter your mind, to take space for yourself so that you can no longer have this idea of making choices and decisions and making forward momentum so difficult, right? Because this is in a difficult position, challenging. So this is required to move that energy from being a challenge into something that's easy for you to move through. Then we've got here as a direct piece of advice from Spirit, stand your ground. So what is something that you maybe in the past or even now currently find yourself second guessing yourself about, overthinking? Perhaps there is somebody who's made you feel like your thoughts, your ideas that you've previously had are not worth their weight or not possible, or what you want isn't going to happen for you. Spirit is saying it's not true. Don't listen to the voices and opinions of others right now. Yours is the one that matters. But it feels like it's been drowned out by others. So it's really time for you to step back and get back into your own self, into your own soul. Free yourself from the thoughts and opinions of others so you can come to a positive conclusion for yourself about how to move forward, what direction to go into. Again, drowning out the voice of others. I keep seeing like water flooding your mind. It feels like you've really absorbed other people's thoughts and opinions, and it's time to let them go, because Spirit's saying no, stand your ground. Whatever thoughts and ideas you've had in the past, they are sound. They are worth their weight in gold, so to speak. And it's time to find a way to move towards them and act upon them with that sense of decisiveness, right? And then we've got as an outcome card, power. Owning your power, being your own authority, standing your own ground. It goes really well here with that piece of advice of stand your ground. And it feels like maybe you've been feeling powerless, which is so normal for us as humans. And we have people that are around us who maybe some of them are well-intentioned and they think that they have our best interest at heart, but really they're sort of zapping that passion or desire that we've had, that soul calling, right? And bringing up all the negative things that could potentially happen or go wrong, making us second guess ourselves. But it's time to step back into your power. Own your own authority, your ability to make this movement, these choices, these decisions. Let go of the thoughts and opinions of others, because the underbelly of all of this is a firm foundation, solid. Knowing your direction, feeling really grounded, feeling really present, and unwavering in your stance about what it is that you need to be doing. So this energy is all in the cards for you this week. But I always like to go back to message one, like the first card, the overall energy and the message that needs to be leaned into. The energy that you need to draw from is solitude, to clear away the clutter from your mind, to connect to that soul self, to release the thoughts and opinions of others, so you can step into that powerful energy of standing your ground and creating this firm foundation. It just feels like someone or some people have really rocked that foundation that you thought you were creating, and it's time to go back into your own authority around the situation. For some of you, I get that this is definitely happening in a work situation, but for some reason, and I don't know why, and this is not going to resonate with all my message one choosers, but it feels like there's some sort of a move that some of you have wanted to make and you've been excited about it, but other people have kind of come along and squashed your thoughts around this. Like, are you sure you want to do this? Have you thought about this? Making you second guess. Either way, Spirit's saying this is not the week to do that. Time to reconnect to those ideas, excuse me, those thoughts, those feelings that you had before that were telling you it's this way, it's this thing, I know what to do. It's time to get reconnected to that. All right, the Griffin. Be brave and fly above the clouds. Yeah, seeing the picture, seeing the clarity, gaining that clarity again, and seeing the big picture rather than just focusing on the little things. This is what Spirit really wants you to do. Fly. And I also feel it's like fly above those thoughts and opinions of others. They do not serve you. All they've done is hamper your progress, your forward momentum, your creativity, all of it, the passion. And Griffin's saying, I'm going to help you bring that back, but it requires you to have a larger, broader focus, the big picture, what it is, that you've been wanting. My throat is so dry and I can feel it making my voice a little bit harder to connect to. Perhaps it's a message for some of you to use your voice as well. Maybe you've squelched your voice, because I keep feeling like my throat chakra or my throat wants to close up so that I can't speak. And I think that maybe some of you have been experiencing that, this feeling like I can't really say what I think, what I feel, what I want, like you're holding back and not speaking your truth. Okay, and lastly, the Northwood Fae, take time for hibernation and healing. Right, so we've got that solitude, taking that step back, decluttering that mind, your space, if that helps with decluttering your mind as well, so that you can fly high above the situation and see the big picture, the grand panorama, so that you can get back into this fluidity of solid foundations, personal power, movement, momentum, and choices, positive choices. Okay. I don't think there's anything else I need to say here for my message one choosers. I hope you all have a fantastic week and really find some time to give yourself over to this solitude and space. I really think it's going to bring about positive change for you. Take care, guys. Hello, message 2. Let's have a look and see what sort of energies and things are showing up for you guys this week, or whenever you happen to land on this. I say it all the time. When you land on it is when you're meant to hear it, regardless of what the caption says or what week it's showing. Okay, we've got change. A change of residence, partner, career, or job is on the cards. You're restless and in need of a change, and that is exactly what is coming your way. Excuse me. So if there's been some stagnant energy, that is about to shift for my message 2 choosers this week. It feels like it's definitely going to depend upon you and a few choices that you may be presented with, but let's see what shows up in the cards. We've got memories of love. Trapped in fear. Oh wow, heartache and loss. Wow, obstacles and challenges. Message 2, you are going through it. You've been going through it. Oh, look at this on the underbelly of all of this is recognition and reward. Okay. All right. Okay. It looks to me like my message 2 choosers have been going through a really difficult time, and it has caused any kind of change to feel impossible, where you're stuck in a pattern, a holding pattern. It feels like a holding pattern and really stagnant. And it looks like this is due to this energy of heartache and loss. And this is in the position of spirit bringing up, this is the issue, this is the problem, this is what we want you to address. This heartache and loss, it feels like it's time to move through and into some healing energy. And I'm getting the feeling that some of you have been trying to, but it's been too difficult to do this on your own. So if it's possible that some of you can find help or assistance, maybe through therapy or friends or groups, you know, there's like, even those groups, if you don't have the means to be able to get therapy for some of this, there's like groups that you can join for free where other people who have been through loss as well. You know, this energy of memories of love feels like it's coming up as an overarching energy, and I feel like it's about reframing maybe what's been lost, moving through the pain of it and having those memories, knowing that you will always have these memories. But I also think for others it's being stuck in nostalgia and in the past with the memories of love and not being able to move through it. I almost feel like for some of you, you may have lost somebody, like a partner, a loved one, and it has really thrown you for a loop for quite a long time, and it's been difficult for you to think or feel or do anything without them. Like they were your rock, and it feels like you're missing that rock and you're not really sure how to move forward. And for those of you where this is not an actual physical loss, it could just feel like, it could just be rather that some of your lives have been turned upside down, where it's sort of been like a domino effect of one thing going after another, and massive change that you had no control over has caused you to kind of retreat back in fear and not want to make decisions, move forward, choose a different direction, bring about that change that's so desperately needed here for my group 2s. I have nothing but kindness and compassion for you, because this feels really heavy and like you've been dealing with a lot for quite some time. You know, we've got in the outcome position here obstacles and challenges, suggesting that, you know, the only way out is through, you got to move through the stormy, chaotic weather to get to the other side where it's sunnier again. And it's not entirely over. You still have to move through that. But I definitely think that there's some fears keeping you stuck. But I also think just at this point, for some of you, just the habit of this energy and this pattern being stuck like a loop where you just like, I don't know how to get out of it, which is why I think some of you would really benefit from seeking outside help to help you understand your emotions, untangle them, decode them a little bit, because it feels like it's been too difficult for you to do this on your own. You know, and with this recognition and reward being an underbelly of this change that Spirit's asking you to say yes to, this to move towards, there's a lot of fear around doing it. So it may even be, you know, when we have a change of residence, partner, career, job is on the cards, you're restless and in need of a change. I feel like Spirit's like, we want to offer this to you, but if we can't get you to move out of this pattern, this fear, this really heavy-hearted, you know, my partner left, cheated, passed, my friend group, my work let me go after all this time, and like that really defeated energy where it makes you afraid to move forward, do anything, say yes to anything for fear of that, for that pain to show up again. I think Spirit's saying, no, that's not going to happen this time, but we do have an opportunity. We do want to present you with something, and maybe some of you already have been presented with this thing, but you're very afraid to say yes to it. You know, those walls are up because of all this pain and turmoil that you've already had to deal with. But on the other side of this change and being in a positive frame of mind and releasing this heaviness, this heartache, this loss, is recognition and reward. So really good positive things for my group 2s if you find a way to move out of that fear, that heaviness, that heartache, and say yes to this positive change that wants to show up for you. You know, like, feel the fear and do it anyways, because this time it's a risk worth taking. That's what it feels like. And I don't just get this feeling that, you know, some of my message too is just have only dealt with like a physical loss where somebody passed. I feel like this is like heartache and being burned from a romantic partner. I feel like for some of you it's been let go from a job that you invested a lot of time and love and heart and energy into. I feel like disappointment from friends and family. Like, it feels very broad for my message to choosers. And I'm really sorry that all of you have had to go through this, but I think Spirit's saying, you know, change is upon us, and it's time to move that fearful heaviness out, let go of any nostalgia from how things used to be, and be ready to look at the future with a sense of adventure and excitement, because it's going to bring about new positive things, recognition and reward. And this doesn't just have to connect to career. Sometimes that recognition and reward is being seen by a new group of friends who really appreciate and love you, a new partner who really appreciates and loves you, where you have only good things coming in as a result of saying yes to this change. Okay, 2 cards already fell out. So we've got the storyteller. Stories are medicine, strengthening and renewing, right? The stories we tell, right? The memories of love. What is the story that you're telling yourself around? I feel like that needs to be examined here by my group 2s. Stories are medicine, strengthening and renewing. Yeah, tell yourself good stories. Anything that you've been brought to thus far, you've got through, because you're still here. So remind yourself of that when you're feeling not particularly strong. Oh, we've got Griffin again. Be brave and fly above the clouds. Yeah. Be willing to say yes and to something new, to change, to embracing a new beginning. Because I really feel like that's the result. That's what's showing up for you, the opportunity for that. But first we must look at this harder, negative, heavy energy that we're holding on to. This looks like it's going to be a bit of a healing week for my group 2s. So give yourself, you know, love and compassion and grace, but also find your inner strength and bravery to say no more of this. I'm ready to fly. I'm ready to move forward and say yes to a new beginning, because that's what that feels like Spirit's trying to get you to. I hope you all have a fabulous week, and give yourself some time to really figure out what's keeping you stuck so that you can move forward. Take care, guys. Hello, message 3. Let's have a look and see what's going to be showing up for you guys this week. We've got some challenges showing up here. Take time out from problems or conflicts, or approach softly to avoid making matters worse. Okay, I'm going to read that again. Take time out from problems or conflicts, or approach softly to avoid making matters worse. Okay, so challenging energy showing up here. Let's see what else is going to come out with that for some context here. Excuse me. Jeez, not the best shuffling. All right. We've got destiny. Suffering in silence. Solar plexus chakra. Triumphant success. Nice. Okay, and let's see what is beneath the surface of all of this. Solitude. Okay, so there's a real need for this moving through these challenges, before moving through these challenges, really. So we've got some fate showing up here for message 3. You've got some destined changes that want to show up, that are about to show up, but moving through this more difficult, challenging energy has been just that, very difficult for you. You know, and with suffering and silence being in the challenge position, who can you talk to about this? Who can you work through this difficult, conflicting energy with that can help you make sense of it? Because keeping it all bottled in, it feels like if you continue to do this, you're going to explode. So if there's anybody that you feel you can trust and have a conversation around what's going on with you and what challenges it is that you're facing, I feel like it's not going to just benefit you for the sake of getting it off of your mind and heart, but I also feel like there may be some wisdom and guidance that comes from this person that can help you move through it with that sense of success, and maybe even show you something about the situation that you hadn't considered. With solar plexus chakra being in the position that spirit is saying, this is where we want you to focus your energy on, this is what we want you to work on. This is the energy center that you feel empowered, capable, where you're taking action and moving forward, where you're strong in your resolve around things. And it looks like this has been really hard for my message 3 choosers, feeling powerless. I definitely feel like some of you have dealt with some very difficult people, energies, things just turning sideways, and it's sort of like you ebbed back and just sort of went into that energy of suffering silence for fear that it's not going to make a change, it's not going to do anything, no one's listening to me. But I do get the sense that some of you are going to have an opportunity to speak to somebody about this or move through this with a person of wisdom who can really help guide you to a better result, a better outcome. I also feel like you're suppressing your own answers, your own intuition. With this underbelly of solitude, right? It's sort of like you've drowned out your own voice a little bit here, and it's time to bring it back out. But sometimes we just can't do that on our own. We need help with it. We need somebody to help show us that about ourselves again, to feel more empowered and to answer that call of destiny, because it feels like on the other side of all this difficult, challenging energy is an answer and a new beginning for some of you, especially when we've got that number 1 and triumphant success. Like, this is what's at hand for you, but it does require you to speak up, speak out, feel empowered again, reconnect to that soul knowing that you have, and it feels like it's been quieted and squashed by this challenging situation. And as this says, you know, take time out to resolve these problems within and work through them before you approach the situation and try to change it. Otherwise, I feel like it could become quite explosive. And as this says, the situation could become worse. So this week would be a really good week for you to seek out guidance and wisdom from impartial people, somebody who you respect, who can help you work through it. I also feel like doing meditations around that solar plexus energy and bringing it into balance, so that you can feel empowered and strong and confident, but not aggressive. Assertive, but not aggressive. So take some time out for that solitude, because I feel like there's so much busy energy within you and around you that something needs to come in and bring it into balance and perspective this week, because you've got that overall energy of destiny, the wheels of fate and change that want to come in, and it feels like catapult you into that triumphant success. But we always need to work through these heavier, more negative, conflicting energies first. I keep thinking of that adage, if God brings you to it, he'll bring you through it, believe. And it sort of feels like maybe some of you have told yourself this story that you just can't do this anymore, you can't handle it, you're not strong enough, that maybe you've never been strong enough, so you're in that suffering energy. And it's just not true. It's simply not true. Message 3. The Numina, seek inspiration in twilight wanderings. Right, okay, twilight wanderings. Yeah, that nighttime, solitude energy, seeking that inspiration, finding the answers, that comes with that quiet energy, right? Removing distractions too, like maybe if you're somebody who likes to scroll and distract your mind with videos, TikTok, your phone, whatever it is, it might be better to just sit with yourself and be. Just let the thoughts come in, all the feelings come in. I feel like there's definitely something to be discovered in that. I also am feeling, with that card, some of you may have some spiritual inspiration pouring in, like, pennies from heaven, nudges from heaven. They're like, we have some information for you, but your mind must be open to receiving our messages coming in. Okay. And then we've got the Soothsayer. Travel the road seldom taken, right? Excuse me, I think I'm getting a cold. I apologize for the coughing. Travel the road seldom taken, yes. So these challenges may have you ebbing backwards rather than moving forward, right? Not wanting to reach that destined, fated situation that wants to show up for you, opportunities of some sort. Because you are suffering, because you are feeling disempowered, because you have been through some difficult things. And I definitely feel like people have hurt you. The Soothsayer here is here to soothe that energy and help show you the way. But it does require this wisdom that you not currently be able to attain to get to the other side of this challenge. So give yourself over, excuse me, to this energy. My apologies. I had a coughing attack. I definitely think I am getting a cold, so I apologize for all the coughing and disruptions in this video. Message 3. At the end of the day, the overall message here is that there's an opportunity to move through the difficult challenges, but it does require you to open up to some higher mind wisdom, to speak your truth and share your suffering, and to also go within and reconnect to that intuitive self that knows what's best for you, that knows that you are powerful, and no matter what's happened or who's hurt you, you can and will move through this energy. And that I do feel like you've got some higher spiritual messaging that's going to come through, but it does require that quiet mind, no distractions, where you can actually receive the messages that Spirit's trying to get to you. And remember, on the other side of all of this is that triumphant success, right? This new, and it definitely feels like it's destined success. Okay, I think I'm going to leave that there. I hope you all have a fantastic week this week. Take care, guys. Hello, message 4. If you hear a candy roll in my mouth, I do apologize. I've been having a coughing attack through these messages, and I think I might be getting a cold, so I'm trying to stop a coughing attack from happening. Let's have a look and see what energies are showing up for you guys this week. Future. You may travel or host an overseas traveler soon. Either way, great social fun awaits. Nice. So this is something that might not necessarily be coming up the week that you view this, but the following week. Let's see what else comes out with that. Okay, we've got throat chakra. Something I'm definitely struggling with today. Ooh, fulfillment of wishes. Now it is coming out in the challenging position, so we shall see what else comes out here. Moving on. Harmony. You've got 2 6s coming out here as well. And a lot of people associate 6 with the devil and they're very fearful of the number, but really the number 6 is about balance. It's about harmony. Let's see what is the underbelly of all this. Patience and planning. Okay. All right. I feel here for my message number 4s, I think that maybe things have been quite stagnant or quiet in your life as of late. Perhaps even a little bit lonely and melancholy for some of you. General reading, so that's not going to be true for all of you. And it almost feels like difficult as well, where what you really want just never seems to be showing up for you. It just always seems to be outside of your reach. Like it happens for others, but not me. And so this fulfillment of wishes has felt really difficult, and like it seems to always elude you. I think that you're coming into an opportunistic time for that to change. But with this number 5, the card here with the throat chakra coming out in the overall energy, it's suggesting that some of you need to speak up more, speak out, speak your truth. I feel like ask for what you want. You can't get what you want if you don't ask for it. You know, and I also feel like maybe hiding a little bit in the shadows, not really putting yourself out there in some kind of way. Some of you may be introverted and have a difficult time expressing yourself or being really social, but you're coming into a time where the opportunity is just right for that. You don't necessarily have to have somebody coming from overseas, but if you're invited to social events in the near future, this week, the following week, it's a really good idea to say yes, even if you're a little bit nervous about it. There's something really positive within this social situation waiting for you. I think for some of you, it is a romantic partner where you'll be, finding yourself moving on from what's been into something much better, a balanced, healthy relationship. Perhaps even a certain situation could bring about healing to an existing relationship. It feels like there's a lot going on here, though. For my message 4, it's like there's a lot of different messaging. Either way, something that has held you sort of captive and stuck has had you not wanting to speak up or express yourself, ask for what you want, feeling like nothing ever happens for you, but it seems to happen for others. That can shift. That is about to shift for you, but I feel like it's really dependent upon you saying yes to social situations, invitations, opportunities, something new outside of your comfort zone. So this is the week to go outside your comfort zone. We've got that harmonic energy showing up as an outcome card, balance, being restored either to an existing relationship, a new relationship coming in that you can trust and feel really good about, or having some sort of answers come in where you're connected to partnership that brings a positive change, where you can have those fulfillment of your wishes, where you've moved on from what wasn't working in that partnership and it becomes stronger, healthier, more sustainable. And then we've got that patience and planning, right? Being required to move this energy out and get back into that balance and harmony, that yin yang, where everything is just in flow. There's definitely a feeling of things being out of sync and out of flow, whether in connections with friends, family, a romantic partner, or lack thereof, I feel like there's so much that can shift around that. It's the starting of the shift for many of my group 4 choosers this week or next week. Also, where there's been difficulty in partnership for some of my group 4 choosers, I think that the answers are about to come in on how to shift that energy and move to something better, something that's actually going to work. It almost feels connected to like jobs where there's partnership and you haven't been on the same page and things have not been going well and perhaps the money's not coming in the way it should or mistakes have been made. I feel like there's an opportunity for that to really shift as well for some of my group 4s this week or next week. But through that energy of patience and planning and moving on from what hasn't been working. It kind of has this feeling of, for some of you, beating a dead horse, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. There's something to that energy here for my group 4s where it's time to look at something different, a new way, be open to a new way. And I think some of you are the ones that have the answer on what this new way is, but have been afraid to express it. There is a lot going on here for message 4, so many different messages. So opening up that throat chakra, saying yes to new opportunities, invitations this week, moving out of that heaviness of things just never work out for me. It happens for everyone else, but not me. Letting that energy go, moving on from what's not working, what's been stuck, what's been stagnant, through patience and planning, and knowing that the outcome here that Spirit's highlighting is harmony, balance, that yin-yang flow coming back in. Whether that's actually a physical thing or a metaphorical situation where the imbalance has been within yourself, within a job, a community, a family unit, whatever it is, bringing that harmony and balance back in, because that's what Spirit's saying is possible this week. And I keep wanting to say or next, because for some reason I feel like this is like a week or 2 out for some of you. Okay, let's cap this off with a couple of messages here from my fairy cards. I really feel like just this energy of so much potential, but needing to look at things differently and not doing what you would have normally always done. Thinking outside the box, doing things outside the box. That's all coming to my mind here for my group 4s. And I really do think some of you are the ones that want to bring this new thought, idea, way to move through a difficult thing that's causing problems with connection, relationship, partnership, no matter in what context. You have the answers, but you haven't spoken out, and it's time to. The storyteller. Stories are medicine, strengthening and renewing. Storyteller. So there's a kind of this feeling too for some of you, like remembering, for those of you who are experiencing this disconnect in love relationships, remembering why you're in love, remembering what made your relationship a relationship in the first place, remembering why you felt connected and in sync and harmonious before, bringing that back up and being like, we can bring that again, but we have to add some freshness and newness to it as well to shake up the energy. Keep going. Trust in yourself. You have all you need. Yeah. Keep going. Don't give up on the situation that you're in, the challenges that you've been facing. Continue to say yes to opportunities that come up, especially if it makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable, because I definitely feel like there's something positive as a result of that. And with this keep going energy and patience and planning really being needed, it could be that you're at that precipice point where you're like, I'm just done. This is too much. I don't know if I want to do this anymore. The Spirit is saying, keep going, keep doing it, keep doing the work. Move on from what's not working and continue to strive to what it is is going to help, is going to work. I definitely feel like some of you do know. You just haven't spoken out. Okay, I am going to leave that there. I hope you all have a fantastic week. Take care.